Hello, this is Spidey1958, and welcome to my core classes, or Pathfinder Kingmaker core classes, tips and abilities, or whatever I call it, which I never remember. This episode, we're going to do wizards. So we'll do our normal human, boom, and wizard. Okay, the basic wizard is pretty straightforward. You get a specialist school, or you can take universal. Then you get 2 opposing schools. So basically the specialist school gives you some abilities, and you get an extra spell slot each level that you can use to memorize a school spell. Your opposition schools, you need to use 2 spell slots to memorize one of those. You can still learn them and memorize them. It just takes 2 slots to actually memorize it, to cast it. Cantrips, pretty much like before. Wizards really have very few. They can use club, dagger, heavy crossbow, light crossbow, and quarterstaff. No armor, no shield. They also get a bonus feat at 1st, 5th, 10th, 15th, and 20th. And they have Arcane Bond, which your choices of Arcane Bond is you can get a familiar or a bonded object. A familiar is basically a magical pet that gives you skills and senses, and a bonded object is an item that the wizard can use to cast additional spells. So, and we'll go over those when we get farther in. So that's the basic wizard. Now you got the arcane wizard, who actually has 4 opposition schools. Same proficiencies, same arcane bond. Their thing is they gain an ability nearly identical to the alchemist, where they can throw bombs. They choose one type of energy, either acid, cold, fire, or electricity. They can throw that type of bomb each day equal to their class level plus their intelligence modifier. And they have no discoveries, no modifiers like that. They have a range of 30, splash weapon special attack. They are considered weapons, so they are the -4 for throwing in combat, but you can use point blank shot and weapon focus and all that. The direct hit does 1d6 plus additional damage equal to the intelligence modifier. The damage of the bomb increases by 1d6 point at every odd numbered arcane bomber level. Splash damage is always equal to the bomb's minimum damage. So if the bomb could deal 2d6 plus 4, splash damage would be plus 6. And you can attempt a reflex to save for half if you're caught in the splash zone. Other than that, you're pretty much a wizard. Now your spell selection, you can also basically sacrifice spells to add a +1 hit and the level of the spell times +1 hit. So if you do a 2nd level spell, it gives you +2 hit, +4 damage. 3rd level give you +3 hit, +6 damage, so on and so forth. Then you got the Thessalian specialist. They choose a school just like the normal one does. But they get 2 spell slots per level, but they have to memorize the same spell in both slots. The other thing they have is that their opposition schools, they don't get to choose them. It depends on what they choose for their primary. And they can't use those spells at all, not even off of items. They have to use the use item skill, because it's as if those spells are not on their spell list. So their opposition schools are much, much tougher on them. The next type is the Scroll Savant, which is basically pretty much like a normal wizard, you lose some of your bonus feats, but you gain spell focus, which if you're a scroll master adds half your class level as a bonus on used magic device checks, and you can always take a 10 if that would succeed. So basically that's mostly going to be for like scrolls that you are not on your casting list, so that you'd have to make a roll. At 5th level, instead of using when you calculate the DC, you use your intelligence modifier instead of the minimum modifier needed to cast a spell at that level. And at 10th level, you basically use your own level on the scroll, which is a major thing, but you don't get it till 10th. So let's go to normal wizard. Oh, and the bonus feats you get, the ones you can do are basically meta magic feats, spell focus feat, or any other spellcaster feat. So anything that's considered a spellcaster feat. Okay, so the schools are Absorption, Conjuration, Divination, Enchantment, Evocation, Illusion, Necromancy, Transmutation, and Universalist is basically you don't have a specialist. So let's go through the abilities for each one. Absorption, besides getting an extra absorption spell, you can memorize every spell level. So at first you get an extra first level, an extra second level spell, an extra third level. Absorption, you gain 5 resistance to an energy type of your choice, chosen when you prepare spells, so you can change it every day. This resistance can be changed every day, which I just said. At 11th, this goes to 10. At 20th, the resistance changes to immunity. I need to take a drink here, sorry. You get Protective Ward as a standard action. You can create a 10-foot radius field of protective magic centered on you that lasts for a number of rounds equal to your intelligence modifier. All allies in this area receive a +1 to their armor class. This bonus increases 1 for every 5 wizard levels. You use this ability a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your intelligence. Let's go ahead and do it this way because these are going to be long. Energy orders. In the 6th level, you gain an amount of energy absorption equal to 3 times your wizard level per day. Whenever you take energy damage, apply immunity, vulnerability, if any, and resistance first. Then apply the rest to this absorption, reducing your daily total by that amount. Any damage in excess of your absorption is applied to you normally. So if we click that there, you'll basically see there's the Arcane Bond, or there's the energy absorption, and there's your other specialists. So Conjuration. Conjuration, your special abilities is Summoner's Charm. Whenever you cast a Conjuration spell, increase the duration by a number of rounds equal to half your wizard level. This increase is not doubled by Extend spell. Acid Dart is a standard action. You can unleash an Acid Dart targeting any foe within 30 feet as a ranged touch attack. It does 1d6 plus 1 acid damage for every 2 levels you possess. What does 1d6 of acid damage plus 1 for every 2 levels you possess. So it doesn't increase the die. You can use this ability a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your intelligence. And this spell ignores spell resistance. This attack ignores spell resistance, which can be useful if you're fighting something with a really high spell resistance. At 8th level, you can use this ability to teleport up to 30 feet as a move action. You can use this ability a total number of times per day equal to your wizard level. So at 8th level, you basically get Dimension Door whenever you're up to your level times a day. And you can see that on here. So next, Divination. Okay. Special abilities get forewarned. You receive a bonus on initiative checks equal to half your wizard level, minimum +1. At 20, if any time you roll initiative, assume the roll resulted in a natural 20. Wow, 20th level in a duel, these guys always go first. Diviner's Fortune. When you activate this school power, you can touch any creature as a standard action to give it insight bonus on all its attack rolls, skill checks, ability checks, and saving throws equal to half your wizard level for 1 round. You can use this ability a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your intelligence. At 8th level, you can utter a prediction of the immediate future. While your foretelling is in effect, you emit a 30-foot aura of fortune that aids your allies or hinders your enemies as chosen by you at the time of prediction. If you choose to aid you and your allies, gain a +2 luck bonus on ability checks, attack rolls, caster level checks, saving throws, and skill checks. If you choose to hinder your enemies, take a -2 on those rolls instead. You can use this ability a number of times per round rounds per day equal to your wizard. These rounds do not need to be consecutive. Next is Enchantment. So Enchantment, you use your magic to control and manipulate the minds of your victims. Enchanting Smile, you gain a +2 enhancement bonus on persuasion checks and saving throws against enchantment spells. This bonus increases by 1 for every 5 wizard levels you possess, up to a maximum of +6 at 20th level. How do you get +6? Oh, it starts as +2. Okay, never mind. Dazing Touch. You can cause a living creature to become dazed for 1 round as a melee touch attack. Creatures with more hit dice than your wizard level are unaffected. You can use this ability a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your intelligence modifier. Aura of Despair. At 8th level, you can emit a 30-foot Aura of Despair for a number of rounds per day equal to your wizard level. Enemies within this aura take a -2 penalty on ability checks, attack rolls, damage rolls, saving throws, and skill checks. These rounds do not need to be consecutive. This is mind-affecting effect. So like undead would not be affected by it. Okay, Evokers are in raw power magic to use it to create and destroy with shocking ease. Intense Spells. Whenever you cast an evocation spell that deals hit point damage, add half your wizard level to the damage, minimum +1. This bonus only applies once to a spell, not once per missile or ray, and cannot be split between multiple missiles or rays. The damage is of the same type as the spell. At 20th level, whenever you cast an evocation spell, you can roll twice to penetrate a creature's spell resistance and take the better result. Force Missile. As a standard action, you can unleash a Force Missile that automatically strikes a foe as Magic Missile. The Force Missile deals 1d4 points of damage plus the damage your intense spell evocation power. This is a force effect. You can use this ability a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your intelligence modifier. Elemental Wall. At 8th level, once per day, you can create a wall of energy. You can choose fire, cold, acid, or electricity damage. The elemental wall will otherwise function as a wall of fire. At 12th level and every 4 levels thereafter, you can use this ability 1 additional time per day to a maximum of 4 times at level 20. Illusion. Illusionists use their magic to weave confounding images, figments, and phantoms to baffle and vex their foes. Blinding Ray. As a standard action, you can fire a shimmering ray at any foe within 30 feet as a ranged touch attack. The ray causes the creature to be blinded for 1 round. Creatures with more hit dice than you than your wizard level are dazzled for 1 round instead. You can use this ability a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your intelligence modifier. Invisibility field. At 8th level, you can make yourself invisible as a swift action for a number of rounds per day equal to your wizard level. These rounds do not need to be consecutive. This otherwise functions as greater invisibility. Boop. Necromancy. The dread and feared necromancer commands undead and uses the foul power of unlife against his enemies. Power over undead. You receive turn undead as a bonus feat. You can channel energy a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your intelligence modifier, but only to use this feat. The DC to save against these feats is equal to 10 plus half your wizard level plus your charisma modifier. At 20th level, undead cannot add their channel resistance to the save against this ability. Grave Touch. As a standard action, you can make a melee touch attack that causes a living creature to become shaken for a number of rounds equal to half your wizard level. If you touch a shaken creature with this ability, it becomes frightened for 1 round if it has fewer hit dice than your wizard level. You can use this ability a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your intelligence modifier. Lifesite. At 8th level, you may gain blind sight to a range of 10 feet for a number of rounds per day equal to your wizard level. This ability only allows you to detect living creatures and undead creatures. This sight also tells you whether a creature is living or undead. Constructs and other creatures that are neither living nor undead cannot be seen with this ability. The range of this ability increases by 10 feet at 12, an additional 10 feet for every 4 levels beyond 12. These rounds do not need to be consecutive. Transmutation. Transmuters use magic to change the world around them. Physical enhancements. You gain a +1 enhancement bonus to one of your physical ability scores, strength, dexterity, or constitution. This bonus increases by 1 for every 5 wizard levels you possess to a maximum +5 at 20th level. You can change this bonus to a new ability score when you prepare spells. At 20th level, this bonus applies to 2 physical ability choice scores of your choice. Telekinetic Fist. As a standard action, you can strike with a Telekinetic Fist, targeting any foe within 30 feet as a ranged touch attack. The Telekinetic Fist deals 1d4 of bludgeoning damage +1 for every 2 wizard levels you possess. You can use this ability a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your intelligence modifier. Shape Change. At 8th level, you can change your shape for a number of rounds per day equal to your wizard level. These rounds do not need to be consecutive. The ability otherwise functions like Beast Shape 2 or Elemental Body 1. At 12th level, the ability functions like Beast Shape 3 or Elemental Body 2. And Universal. Wizards who do not specialize, known as Universalists, have more diversity of all arcane spellcasters. Now, you don't get a bonus spell, but hand to their presence, you cause your melee weapon to fly from your grasp, strike a foe before instantly returning your hand. As a standard action, you can make a single attack using a melee weapon at a range of 30 feet. This attack is treated as a ranged attack with a thrown weapon, except that you add your intelligence modifier on the attack roll instead of your dex modifier. Damage still relies on strength. This ability cannot be used to perform a combat maneuver. You can use this ability a number of times per day equal to 3 plus your intelligence modifier. Meta Magic Mastery. At 8th level, you can extend or alter the range of your next spell as though using the extend or reach spell feat accordingly. Extend spell. An extended spell lasts twice as long as normal. A spell with a duration of concentration instantaneous or permanent is not affected by this feat. Reach spell. You can alter a spell with a range of touch, close, or medium to increase its range by one range category, using the following order: touch, close, medium, long. Spells modified by this feat that require melee touch attacks instead required range touch attacks. At 12th level, you can empower your next spell as though using the Empower spell. Empowered spell. All variable numeric effects of an empowered spell increase by half, including bonuses to those dice rolls. Saving throws and opposed rolls are not affected, nor are spells without random variables. At 16th level, you can maximize your next spell as though using the Maximize spell feat. Maximize spell. All variable numeric effect of spell modified by this feat are maximized. Saving throw and opposed rolls are not affected, nor are spells without random variables. At 20th level, you can quicken your next spell as though using the Quicken spell feat. Quicken spell. Casting a Quicken spell is a swift action. You can perform another action, even casting another spell in the same round as you cast a Quicken spell. A spell whose casting time is more than one round or one full round cannot be quickened. It doesn't say how often you can do that. It does not say how often you can do that. I don't know. I guess since it doesn't say, you can basically I guess you can use as much as you want. So, but let's go ahead and for our next screen, select Conjuring. And let's make Divination and Necromancy our opposed schools. Boom. Whoops. Okay. Now depending on what type depending on what type of wizard you're going to be, you might want to max out the stat. If you're going to do anything where they have to make lots of saves, you want this as high as possible. In fact, you quite often want this as high as possible, unless you're going to multi-class or something like that. So in this case, we'll go ahead and make that max, and we might as well make that 13, because then you're stuck with an extra point because we made the one so high. And then Arcana, World, Nature, Religion, Perception. Oops, not Persuasion, Perception. Now these suggestions aren't necessarily the best. They're just various things I point out. So take it all with a grain of salt. Okay, so here, so we're making this person a conjurer, so we probably want to go ahead and give them spell focus for conjuration. And then give them augment summoning. And then for their bonus wizard feat, we'll take combat casting. Now we'll go through the bond and the familiars. So a bonded object can be used once per day to restore any one spell the wizard had prepared for this day. So it lets you throw one spell of any level that you already had memorized today a second time. Now the familiars. Cat familiar gives you +3 stealth, +2 perception. Centipede gives you +2 will save, +2 perception. Chicken gives you +3 hit points and +2 perception. Dog gives you +3 nature lore and +2 perception. Duck gives you +3 knowledge world. And all of them give you +2 perception as far as I know. Hare gives you +4 initiative, +2 perception. Jerboa? What's a Jerboa? Oh well, it gives you +3 on athletics. Lizard, +1 natural armor class. Monkey, +3 on mobility checks. Rabbit, +2 on reflex. Rat, +2 on fortitude. Tarantula, +3 on athletics. And Viper, +3 on persuasion. So, let's see. Let's give him a lizard. And then you get a bunch of spells. We want to take all the Conjuration Spells first. Okay. And let's see. Burning Hands. Ear-piercing scream. Magic missile. And shield. That's a reasonable selection of spells, I think. And neutral. We'll just call it Moo. And that would be a basic wizard. So as always, if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and give me a like or a comment. And if you disliked the episode, leaving me a dislike's fine. But please leave a comment saying why you disliked the episode. As always, this is Spidey1958, and have fun gaming.